Good afternoon, everybody, for the third largest city in North America, Chicago, Illinois. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Lots going on in the world. And we're going to try to get through it together for the next hour and 59 minutes, or 58 minutes. And glad you're here. Thanks for joining. And joining me, I haven't spoken to him all weekend, except for the baseball draft. My man Gliss, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
After the draft, I feel great.
Well, good.
That's good. See, you put me back in the big box. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. It was an interesting weekend. A lot of moving around. I still have stuff to do today after this is over. But not necessarily me leaving my house stuff. Just meetings and whatnot. And it was a busy weekend. Excuse me, got all choked up. It's a busy weekend. Tiger didn't win the Masters. The Bulls are going to have to play the Bucks. That's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough time in Chicago, Illinois. So, how was your weekend? What you do?
I was pretty good. We just kind of took it easy this weekend. Didn't have a lot of plans. And I kind of forgot about the draft yesterday, and then at like 11:05 my time, like jumped on there, like, oh yeah, that's right.
Hal hosted a wonderful draft. I think of the two fantasy teams that I have, this was my favorite one. I'm not predicting a win because you stole a player from me, and a couple other people stole players from me that I wanted, but I think I'll be okay. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Baseball's goofy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Did you get Chris Bryant?
I did.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. What's a giant? Always a giant.
Well, yeah, and he's playing in Coors Field, so.
Oh my God, he's gonna get.
That's like the main thing.
Yeah, he's back in action. But an interesting weekend, man. Non-sports related stuff. A lot went on in the world this weekend. We'll try to cover some of it. It's impossible to get it all in 2 hours, but we'll do our share to get a lot. And for the new folks who are watching, I'm always looking down because I'm looking to see if something is happening. So I just kind of glance down at my phone. I'm not like losing my mind or nothing. I'm actually doing, it's like having another screen, but I don't have enough room at the Resolute desk for an additional computer. If you see my desk, it is the smallest desk in the world. God bless it. It does me well, but it's really small. So I have to be, measured. So my other computer is my phone. LeBron James is who we're going to talk about today at some point. And it's the most diabolical thing I've ever seen. This isn't about his life outside of sports. I think he's a great dude doing great stuff all over the place. Watch what you ask for if you want a LeBron James around your team. And that's it. Oh, we have a great tweet that we're going to show related to LeBron James too. And I can't think of anything else. I read the whole rundown, but as usual, Gliss, I skipped the did you know because I want to be totally surprised. And I'm anticipating that. So welcome everybody to the show. Thank you so much. Let's see what's going on in our chat room. Should I look, Gliss, or should I wait?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Look. All right. Well, you said that with great confidence. Let's see here. Bunch of no names. All right. Hey, look. When you go on Backchannel.tv, even if you've chosen to not put your name in initially, you can add your name by asking your device or however you got in to just change the name to your name. Hey, Skirt. Nothing is happening here. Not a thing. Nothing. Just a dead duck. And London is here as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, what's up? Say hello. And hi, no name. You can tell me your name if you like. Yeah, yet. Skirt, indeed. But hello, no name person. He, she, him, it, them, Shem. I don't know what a Shem is. All right. So there's that. Let me encourage you. You can also leave a review on backchannel.tv for all of the shows on Backchannel, particularly this show. We'd like that. And speaking of shows, how about the shows on Backchannel? Listen to this. At 6 a.m., it's Haley and Allison's Good Morning. At 8 a.m., it's Live Every Day with the inimitable Liv Harrison. At 9 a.m., it's Kate and Will on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So no Liv on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's Kate and Will on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Get on up with Jan and Renee every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. All times are Eastern, by the way. At noon, it's the Anthony Davis Show, except for Wednesdays when it's the Word of the Day quiz. And then it's your pal Hal at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then it's us. And then we all go to sleep. Not together. We just go to sleep. And we wake up next day and then hop back on with Haley and Allison. We keep doing this every day. Except we're not here on Thursdays. All right? That. And I think that's all the stuff that I have to cover. You got anything, Bliss? Did I miss anything? I guess not. All right.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Well, good, because it's not like I haven't done this 52 previous times. Episode 53. Getting it together. How about we take a look at the headlines and then we can start our show. Philadelphia is reinstating its indoor mask mandate after reporting a sharp increase in coronavirus infections. The city's top health official announced earlier today. Confirmed COVID-19 cases have risen more than 50% in 10 days. The threshold at which the city's guidelines call for people to wear masks indoors, said Dr. Cheryl Bettigol, the health commissioner. The city is reporting more than 140 cases per day, a fraction of what it saw at the height of the Omicron surge, and hospitalizations remain low. But Bettigol said the recent increase in infections indicates the city might be at the beginning of a new wave, and city officials are seeking to stay ahead of it by requiring indoor masking. And finally, I can't get enough of him. Jussie Smollett, call him Juicy, released a new song last week that contains lyrics appearing to address his criminal case, claiming he was wrongly convicted. The Empire actor was released from jail last month, pending an appeal after he was convicted of falsely reporting to police that he was the victim of a racist and homophobic attack in 2019 on the coldest day in the history of the city of Chicago when no one was outside. Here's some of the lyrics from this great tune. Listen to this. Some people searching for fame, some people chasing that clout. Just remember this ain't that situation. You think I'm stupid enough to kill my reputation? Just simply to look like a victim, like it's something fun. Y'all better look at someone else. You got the wrong one.
That's hilarious.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow for the drive. I'm out. Yeah, and the name of the song is called Thank You, God. Smollett, who did not immediately respond to a request for comment, shared a snippet of the song in an Instagram post on Friday, and those are the headlines at the top of the hour. I could not let that lay and wait. I had to deliver that to you guys first. Wow. All right, when we come back, we'll have the news from around the world, including Trump. Maybe somebody's going to put a criminal charge on old weirdo. And then we've got other things too. So thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. And thank you to all the passengers on the drive today. We'll be right back in just a moment. This is The Drive with Mario Smith on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. We'll be right back after these words. Good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome back to the Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Feel free to leave a chat, hang out with us. We're interactive. We love talking to you. In fact, let's see, 53 shows, Skirt. Yes. Um, Snuggly Finch. Snuggly Finch is on the stream with us. Thank you, Snuggly. Appreciate you, Snug. Is that what they call you? That's your nickname, Snug? Thank you for being here. And yeah, man, 53 shows. Whew, we're getting there. We're learning as we go along, for sure. Let's take a look at some of the news that is taking place around our country today. Feel free to interrupt me at any time, everyone. I don't mind. I'm down for it. Well, the House panel investigating the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol has enough evidence to refer President Donald Trump for criminal charges, Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming said on Sunday. Quote, it's absolutely clear that what President Trump was doing, what a number of people around him were doing, that they knew it was unlawful. They did it anyway, close quote. Cheney, the vice chair and one of two Republicans on the committee, said on CNN's State of the Union when host Jake Tapper asked her whether the panel had enough evidence to make a criminal referral for Trump. Cheney said the panel has not made a decision about moving forward with the referral. The New York Times reported that the committee has enough evidence to make a criminal referral, but that its leaders were divided over whether to do so. Quote, I think that what we have seen is a massive and well-organized and well-planned effort that used multiple tools to try to overturn an election, Cheney said. The committee has, quote, got a tremendous amount of testimony and documents that I think very clearly demonstrate the extent of the planning and the organization and the objective, close quote. She added, quote, the objective was absolutely to try to stop the kind of electoral votes, to try to interfere with that official proceeding. And it's absolutely clear that they knew what they were doing was wrong, close quote. She referred to a ruling in a civil suit involving the committee last month, in which a federal judge found that based on evidence, Trump most likely, quote, attempted to obstruct the joint session of Congress, close quote, on the day of the attack, which would be a crime. So why haven't we jailed? What more evidence do you need? A man had on a hat with antlers on it. A dude was walking around the Capitol with a podium. A man was sitting at at Nancy Pelosi's desk with his feet on it, stealing her mail. They shot beer pee or bear juice or whatever the hell it was. What more evidence do you need? Arrest them all. How in the hell can you go to jail for years for shoplifting? But this dude tried to overturn an election. Free as a bird. Help me understand.
I wish I could, but
oh my God,
it's yeah.
What is going on around here? How come there no one sees what I'm seeing? He should be in jail. And he said, hey, I don't know anything about burner phones. Yes, you do. Oh my God. I didn't know I would get so riled up. But if everybody is saying it was illegal and everybody knows it was, yo, let it have been Mario Smith, jail that day. It wouldn't have lasted this long. Come on, man. 10 minutes after it started, it would have been over with for everybody. If I'm Mario Smith, a judge, yes. If I'm a senator and I'm on that committee, how are they divided? What? He should be in jail. I get it. Don't want to see your friends go to jail. However, tried to overturn an election, essentially trying to overturn the government. I said it before, I'll say it again. I was with 1 million people in Washington, D.C. for the Million Man March, and not one person thought, yo, we should go to the Capitol and overturn the United States government. Nobody thought that. And they have an organized event where they said on days leading up, with January 6th is going to be wild. What would they think was going to happen? A party where they had a DJ? The only thing missing was a DJ. Come on.
You know what's crazy is is just all, if you go back and think about it too, there was so many signs and so many warnings that something bad was going to happen.
They did everything but say we're going to do
exactly.
A, B, C,
and then you know, as we've noted before, in the actual rally that they had prior to, you know, the march down to the Capitol, you know, there was a lot of people that were on that stage that were riling up the crowd and kind of at least implying that what they should do is go to the Capitol. I mean, I don't remember the exact. Trump said, "I'm going to go down there with you," or "I'm going to march down there with you," or something like that.
I'm going. I'll see you guys there.
and you know, and you know, I don't think. I assume, I've said this before. I assume. Maybe I'm assuming the best in people, but I assume that not every single person there was in that state of mind. But I think it can quickly, you know, when there are certain people that are kind of in that state of mind, it can quickly turn into a mob mentality. I mean, we see that all the time in different things in life where, you know, that can change very quickly. And the people, but as I said, there was warnings that something bad was going to happen or could happen. Right. And those people looked like they were ready to give up anything to get into that building. I mean,
but what were they going to do when they got there? So you killed the senator? I mean, what?
A police officer. Yeah, I mean, a police officer was killed. You know, there's and the woman that was shot. I mean, that didn't stop them either. I mean, it kind of stopped them from entering that area. Because of the chaos of that situation. But that woman that was trying to climb through to, I believe it was either the Senate chamber or into Congress, like that was right down that hallway.
Oh, they shot her right out the window.
Where they shot her out the window. And, you know, as sad as it is that she lost her life, I mean, that just shows the mentality of those people, the lengths they were willing to go to.
They were prepared to die. And they were going to kill Vice President Pence if they could have got him. Had he gotten in that car, all sorts of stuff. No one's going to jail for this. And Skirt is right. They made a gallows. They constructed a device to hang somebody from. Come on, man. Come on.
At the United States Capitol.
Come on. And nobody's going to jail. Not one.
In 2020.
In 2020.
It's crazy.
They walked a Confederate flag through they hadn't done that since slavery. Oh, well, don't get me started talking about slavery, because apparently that didn't happen either. All of it happened. And this dude is out here giving interviews. He's raising money. People are giving him money. He's endorsing Dr. Oz. Oh my God. And he is nowhere near a jail. It is the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen, man. I've never, ever, no one has seen anything like this. And if you would have told me, hey, if you'd have told 13-year-old Mario Smith, hey, when you're in your 50s, a man's going to try to run for president that's a reality TV star and always in court for bankruptcies. He's going to win the presidency, not do well at all, and then going to try to overturn the government. I would have been like, you're drunk. Get away from me, old person. And not go to jail for any of it. Come on, man. That is, boy. Yep. All right, I'll calm down. The majority of power customers in Puerto Rico who were left in the dark earlier this week following a massive blackout earlier last week. That sounds redundant. That affected 1 million residents had their electricity restored over the weekend. The two entities in charge of providing electric services to 1.5 million power customers in Puerto Rico said their crews had been working since Wednesday night when a circuit breaker at the Costa Sur generation plant, one of 4 main plants on the island, caught fire and caused the remaining power plants to shut down. Power has been restored to at least 1.3 million customers as of late Saturday morning, according to Luma Energy, the Canadian-American private company that took over Puerto Rico's power transmission and distribution last year. As roughly 87% of customers gained access to electricity, Luma Energy also urged customers to limit their power use in order to avoid energy demand upticks that could hinder the ongoing restoration process at some of the main power plants. Well, I'm glad they got power, because that's kind of ridiculous. at that, you don't have power. And I didn't know it was a Canadian American company that took over the thing. Speaking of Donald Trump, two former top officials in the Trump White House. These segues are terrible today. It's Monday. Two former top officials in the Trump White House have secured billions of dollars from the Saudi government in the form of investments in their new private equity funds, the New York Times reports. Jared Kushner's firm, Affinity Equity, scored a $2 billion commitment from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, while former Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, his Liberty, I almost said library, Liberty Strategic Capital secured $1 billion. These are massive investments to bestow upon first-time private equity funds. It could also cause complications if Trump, who is Kushner's father-in-law, were to again become president. PIF investment staff reportedly expressed concerns about Affinity's inexperience in private equity, an area in which Kushner has no personal background, although the firm subsequently added some PE pros. Mnuchin made his name as an investor before entering public service, albeit not specifically in private equity. Affinity is seeking to raise upwards of $7 billion, but appears to be less than halfway to that target. Its goal is to focus on U.S. growth equity opportunities, and it has not yet announced any deals. Liberty raised a total of $2.5 billion for its debut fund, and recently acquired a control stake in Dallas-based enterprise security firm Zimperium. Neither Kushner nor Mnuchin responded to requests for comment. Well, what are they supposed to say? Come on, please get it together, Axios. They don't have anything to say. Oh, but this is what I was mentioning earlier. So Dr. Oz is a doctor on television, and he's running in the Pennsylvania Senate race. And he was endorsed, Mehmet Oz, by Donald Trump. Trump said Oz has the best chance of winning the general election. Here's Donald Trump's quote. He has lived with us through the screen and has always been popular, respected, and smart. Women in particular are drawn to Dr. Oz for his advice and counsel. I got to ask again, how did this happen that Donald Trump has influence? He should be in jail. Is this working? He should be in jail. There's no way in hell Dr. Oz, but if you're living in Pennsylvania and you're watching this show and you vote for Dr. Oz, we're going to have a stern conversation.
Yeah, doctor is like a loose term, I think. It's more like
he's like
a hustler. But yeah,
it's more like it's more like a snake oil salesman Oz.
Yeah. I don't think he's well respected. I mean, I've told you before, a lot of my family works in healthcare. He's not like some well-respected, person in the medical field. He's more known for his celebrity status and using his status to try and make money and promote things that, aren't necessarily good things. They're just things that, people that have presented him with opportunities.
Well, he's popular, respected, and smart. And that's all you need to be in the Trump world. Is we've lived our lives with him through the screen. None of that made any sense. That sounds like the ramblings of a man that is doing some kind of let me not say that, because on the off chance that Donald Trump might be watching this show. You think he's watching? Who the hell is that guy? Why is he doing a bad impression of me? Okay, I think we're done talking about it.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want the Secret Service showing up at your door.
No, I'm not. Hey, man, I wish everyone long life. I don't want nothing to happen to him. I just want him to go to jail.
That's like I don't remember. I think it was like 2018 or something that happened to the rapper Eminem. He had said some stuff about Trump.
That's right.
And the Secret Service showed up at his house, questioning his song lyrics.
What's up with that Trump stuff you were talking? You all right? No, 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 no. I don't wish any ill will any man. I just think he should go to jail. Jail is for him. Elon Musk has turned down a seat on the board of Twitter because he doesn't want to do that. Because then he can't invest any more money in it to try to take over Twitter. I'm still trying to decide supervillain or hero. I don't get this dude. I don't get Elon Musk. I need a ruling. So let's go into our poll again. Everybody that's watching here on Backchannel.tv. Elon Musk, superhero or villain? Yes for superhero, no for villain. Oh man, you know what? A for superhero, B for villain. Is Elon Musk a superhero or is he a super villain? A.
Which way are you leaning?
I don't really know. I don't know. I cannot read this dude. I don't know what his angle is. I know he's terribly rich.
He's very smart.
Super smart. Very well read, learned. But I don't know. I really, really don't know. I want to say super villain.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like super progressive minded on things like climate change, which is really important, I think, for a lot of people.
Yes. Everyone
in 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there's all kinds of other things that are just kind of make you want to turn away and leave you scratching your head. So
he gives me the impression. I get the impression from him of Lex Luthor. I can't get Lex Luthor out of my mind whenever I see this dude. The only thing is he isn't bald-headed and he doesn't live in a really tall building and he's not trying to kill Superman. But he's that dude that's all involved in everything and it looks like he's trying to help. And then boom, he's a super villain. And I'm leaning toward, now that you mentioned it and I think about it, super villain. I don't understand this dude. I really can't get a read on him. I don't mean to sound like I'm obsessed by him because I'm not. I can't. Skirt said it's hard, but I'm gonna go with Musk being a superhero. Oh. And I see that. I can see superhero, but I don't know. That dude there's an element of creepy that just permeates from him. I don't know. Okay, what else? This is so much making me angry. And the fact that he's playing Twitter like a fiddle the last month and for a long time, much longer than a month. But he's like, oh, I want to be on the board. Nah, I'm not going to be on the board. I changed my mind. No, maybe I will. Just go sit down. Give me a Tesla. Can I get a Tesla, bro? Not one of those fancy, just fancy. One fancy, please. I don't need a too fancy Tesla. There's nowhere to pump that thing up around here. Amid growing concern about gun violence and untraceable ghost guns that can be 3D printed at home, President Joe Biden was scheduled today to introduce new policy measures on firearms. Biden's announcement most likely will rely on executive orders on gun control, ghost guns, and other facets of firearm regulation as part of an approach to rein in the pandemic wave of firearms-related attacks to people with knowledge of his remarks. I suppose he's made these remarks by now. Do you know anybody with a 3D printer? I don't think printing guns is on my list of things I want to do with a 3D printer. I really don't even know what I would want to do with a 3D printer. What is the practical use of it? To make toys? Maybe like a big action figure? Baseball bat? I don't know. Please stop it. I think Mondays are the days, Gliss, that I am the most aggravated of the whole week. And not because of anything specific. It's just that all weekend, there's like a whole, it waits right until Monday morning. And then boom, all the dumbest stuff in the world happens. And it's like, you all sat on this all weekend and now you make it. So on Mondays, I'm just like,
Yeah, there's a lot to go back and pull from over a weekend. And, when there's like Friday news drops and
Right.
then a
Because
whole
we're all
weekend.
like, me and you are out of here on Friday. And then
Oh, yeah.
Monday. Come on. This is amazingly bad. Well, in other news that's not going to make you feel good, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says more government regulation is needed to police the proliferation of cryptocurrency and ward off fraudulent or illicit transactions. One potential upside is that users will get documentation of their crypto dealings for use in filing their taxes. It all comes back to taxes. To quote Ms. Yellen, taxpayers should receive the same type of tax reporting on digital asset transactions that they receive for transactions in stocks and bonds so that they have the information they need to report their income to the IRS. She said this last week, Thursday, at American University. It was her first speech about cryptocurrency since President Joe Biden signed an executive order on digital assets in March. The administration's action follows several high-profile examples of alleged cryptocurrency laundering and fraud this year. In February, the Justice Department announced its largest ever financial seizure, more than $3.6 billion, and the arrest of a couple accused of conspiring to launder billions of dollars in cryptocurrency stolen from the 2016 hack of a virtual currency. I don't know if do they have currency exchanges in Portland?
That's a good question. I don't
So
know.
Here in Chicago, they do. And currency exchanges are generally in the hood. And they have, when you come here, I swear I'm gonna take you to the worst part of every place in Chicago. No, I'm joking. So they have they're usually bulletproof glass from the counter to the ceiling. They have a hole, like a portal, that they talk through, and a slit, a tray big enough for you to not get your hand in, so you can choke one of those people that works at a currency exchange because they're so mean. And every time I picture it, the only thing it's missing is like somebody making food behind bulletproof glass, because that's also a thing in Chicago anyway, and in New York too, in some places. But a cryptocurrency exchange. Okay, it's only a matter of time, man, before the dollar is digital. Just remember, the dollar will be digital soon. Hey, I'm wrong 99% of the time. I believe I'll be right about that one. You're gonna wake up, it's gonna be a digital dollar, and you're gonna have to suck it up take one for the team. Oh man, remember Kmart? Kmart was never like a go-to store, but there used to be millions of Kmarts. It was like a Kmart everywhere. It's 3 Kmarts left. Kmart is done. The familiar sights and sounds are still there. The scuffed and faded tiles, the relentless beige on beige color scheme, the toddlers' clothes and refrigerators, and pretty much everything in between. There's even a canned recording that begins, "Attention Kmart shoppers," except it's to remind folks about COVID-19 precautions, not to alert them to a flash sale over in ladies' lingerie like days of old. Many of the shelves are bare, though, at the Kmart in Avenel, New Jersey, picked over by bargain hunters as the store prepares to close its doors for good April 16th. Once it shutters, the number of Kmarts in the U.S., once well over 2,000, will be down to 3 in the continental United States and a handful of stores elsewhere, according to multiple reports, in a retail world now dominated by Walmart, Target, and Amazon. The demise of the store in the middle-class suburb 15 miles south of New York City is the tale of the death of the discount department store writ small. Quote, and this is Michelle Yavorsky, who's worked at that store for 2.5 years. Quote, "You're always thinking about it because stores are closing all over, but it's still sad. I'll miss the place. A lot of people shopped here." But that was a terrible quote to get. I could have got more out of her than that. Look, imagine Target. I don't know how many Targets there are in the continental United States, but imagine if it was only 3. That was Kmart. Kmart was huge. Like,
it's funny too. I didn't even know that there was any that still existed.
Me neither. I was done with the 3. I'm like, damn, there's 3 left?
Because we had one here in Beaverton, but it closed probably about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy. So imagine, man, you see a Target every 10 steps.
Oh, yeah.
And what if one day there were just no Targets? Target, Kmart, Walmart, same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, I other things that come to mind are like Toys R Us. You know, Toys R Us used to be, you know, every big area had a Toys R Us when I was a kid. Video store. We have actually the last Blockbuster video, I believe, is in Bend, Oregon.
That's right, it is.
and it's actually, you can actually rent it. It's a Airbnb during the evenings.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to sleep around old VHS tapes.
Well, there's the whole thing is like there's videos, there's a big screen, and you literally just have, you know, it's just your Blockbuster for the night. You watch whatever movies you want.
Wow. I've got to get to Oregon.
So there we go. We got to make, we got to find the last Kmart and make it into an Airbnb. Like preserve the history of Kmart. And every 10 minutes while you're sleeping, that
attention, Kmart shoppers, wake up, go to the bathroom. In its heyday, Kmart sold product lines endorsed by celebrities Martha Stewart and Jacqueline Smith, sponsored NASCAR auto races, and was mentioned in movies including Rayman and Beetlejuice. It was name dropped in songs by artists from Eminem to the Beastie Boys to Hall & Oates. In 2003, Eminem bought a 29-room suburban Detroit mansion once owned by former Kmart chairman Chuck Conway. The chain cemented a place in American culture with its blue light specials, a flashing blue orb affixed to a pole that would beckon shoppers to a flash sale in progress. Part of its success was due to its early adoption of layaway programs, which allowed customers who lacked credit to reserve items and pay for them in installments. For a time, Kmart had a little bit of everything. You could shop for your kids' back to school supplies, get your car tuned up, and grab a meal without leaving the premises. Kmart was a part of America, said Michael Liskey, a Baltimore-based author who has written several books on U.S. retail history. Everybody went to Kmart, whether you liked it or not. They had everything. You had toys, you had sporting goods, you had candy, you had stationery. It was something for everybody. This was almost as much of a social visit as it was a shopping visit. You could spend hours here, and these just dotted the American landscape over the years. Wow, no more Kmart. Whatever am I not going to do now? I guess Costco needs to keep an eye on that, because that's a retail joint that has, you know, one everywhere. But I'm serious about that. Just imagine, folks, no Target. That would be insane. Says, whoa, a Blockbuster store still exists, right? Violent Ant, Yummy Rooster Chester, and Uplifting Tiger are here. And Jean in Oregon. Thank you. And No Names in London. Not No Names in London, No Name and London are here on the show. When we come back, we will have Skirt's favorite segment, even though I think I just called him by his real name. We'll have Skirt's favorite segment, the Community Report. He loves the Community Report. It's the place where we talk about community. We got exploding manhole covers and all kinds of cool stuff on this one. And also the return of Florida Man. We'll do all that in just a moment. This is The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. Be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is 42 minutes after the hour, and in New York City, as we begin the community report, a manhole cover explosion on Sunday in Times Square sent people Sunday night, that is, uh, sent people in a panicked sprint away from the scene. The boom, which could be heard for blocks in the tourist dense area, frightened hundreds of people, videos show. Those in the area could be heard screaming and cursing as they ran north away from the sound of the blast. It's happened around 6:50 in the evening on Sunday night. Um, those who were lounging on the famous red stairs had to run toward the noise to get down the steps before turning around and racing in the opposite direction. The New York City Fire Department said in a statement that firefighters responding to the scene just before 7 p.m. found three manholes on fire on 43rd and 7th near Times Square's Hard Rock Cafe. Crews also found elevated carbon monoxide levels on the same block. The scene was turned over to the scene was turned over to utility crews a couple hours after the explosion. The FDNY said no injuries were reported. Times Square and the surrounding neighborhoods known as Hell's Kitchen and the Theater District have seen a good deal of headline time since the start of the pandemic. Man, that's crazy. A manhole cover. New York, y'all. Be easy in New York. Take it easy, everybody. Take it easy. Here's an interesting story from Palo Alto, California regarding solar panels. And it's interesting to me because if this is real, this is a great thing. A team of engineers at Stanford University have developed a solar cell that can generate some electricity at night. The research comes at a moment when the number of solar jobs and residential installations are rising. While standard solar panels can provide electricity during the day, this device can serve as a continuous renewable power source for both day and nighttime, according to the study published this week in the journal Applied Physics Letters. The device incorporates a thermoelectric generator which can pull electricity from the small difference in temperature between the ambient air and the solar cell itself. Quote, our approach can provide nighttime standby lighting and power in off-grid and mini-grid applications where cell installations are gaining popularity, the study said. Mini-grid applications refer to independent electricity networks. These can be used when a population is too small or too far away to extend the grid. It wasn't until recently that solar energy declined in price and became much more affordable. Some companies have brought into the program, and California has even incentivized the shift to solar. As the war continues in Ukraine, Abigail Ross Hopper, president and CEO of Solar Energy Industries Association, the National Trade Association for the Solar Industry, told CNBC that investing in large energy alternatives is important. In the face of global supply uncertainty, we must ramp up clean energy production and eliminate our reliance on hostile nations for our energy needs. That's a cool story. I mean, if they are developing that's awesome. Because if you can get solar energy from the cells, come on, man. If you can get energy at night from solar cells, from panels, who does that hurt? That's a helpful thing. That's going to help the economy, and it's going to help our climate. And wasn't that supposed to be enacting some kind of log list to make them change something? We got the time right. I can't remember what the other thing was. It'll come to me.
I already forgot too.
So much going on.
It'll come.
Eventually. I'm also trying to be nosy and see what people are saying. Mild Dairy Lifesavers lives in Oregon as well. Okay. Was Kmart the one that had the Blue Light Special? Absolutely. Gary T is struggling to whether Elon Musk is superhero or supervillain. I'm telling you, it's tough. That's a real tough call. Do you guys remember the protester, the 75-year-old man, after George Floyd was murdered in Buffalo, New York, and the police pushed this guy to the ground? Do you remember that? I'm never going to forget that. And I don't know. Seems to be a trend of the police Man, I wish I could curse. Seems to be a trend of the police doing stuff and then just flat out getting away with it. An arbitrator has ruled that two Buffalo police officers didn't violate the department's use of force guidelines when they pushed a 75-year-old protester to the ground in June of 2020 during racial injustice protests following the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. The episode drew national attention when a news crew captured video of Martin Gugino being shoved by officers Robert McCabe and Aaron Torglaski in downtown Buffalo as crowd control officers in riot gear cleared demonstrators for an 8 p.m. curfew. Gugino pushed backward, started bleeding after hitting his head on the pavement, and spent about a month in the hospital with a fractured skull and brain injury. In its decision on Friday, arbitrator Jeffrey Selchik wrote, quote, upon review, there is no evidence to sustain any claim that respondents, police officers, had any other viable options other than to move Gugino out of the way of their forward movement, close quote. The level of force used by the officers was justified because Gugino refused to comply with the orders to leave the scene and was acting erratically and walked directly in front of McCabe, according to Selchik. Quote, the use of force employed by respondents reflected no intent on their part to do more than to move Gugino away from them, he wrote. McCabe and Torgowski were suspended without pay and arrested within days of the incident, but last year a grand jury declined to indict them and charges were dropped. An attorney for Gugino, who has sued the city, told the Buffalo News that the ruling has no bearing on the lawsuit. We are not aware of any case where this arbitrator has ruled against on-duty police officers. So his ruling here on behalf of the police was not only expected by us, but was certainly expected by the union and city who selected and paid him. Melissa Sheriff, what? Told the newspaper. How come everybody can't be Smith or Gliss? Isn't that easy? Anyway, oh boy, here's another one. Police Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia said in a statement he will reinstate the two officers to duty on Monday. Email messages seeking comment were left Sunday with an attorney representing the city, which argued for the disciplinary charges and with the Buffalo Police Union. That's from NBC News. Hey, man, they pushed a 75-year-old man down to the damn ground, busted his head open like a melon, and kept it moving. And that arbitrator thought that that was okay and has never ruled against the police once. Makes more sense now. I get it. Here's a story we can add to our list of odd things. In Michigan, to be precise, oh, my cover came off here. My computer. To be precise, in Park Township, Michigan, police are investigating the theft of a 7-foot-tall metal Sasquatch lawn ornament from a home in southern Michigan. Why would you steal that? What are you going to do with the 7-foot metal Sasquatch? I need ideas. Let's brainstorm. Hey, I'm going to steal something. What are you thinking about stealing? I don't know. How about a 7-foot Sasquatch? You know that Sasquatch on the Flanders lawn? I want to steal it. What are you going to do with it? I don't know. That sounds like somebody drank a case of beer, maybe smoked a little, got super drunk, and decided to steal that person's 7-foot Sasquatch lawn ornament. The item crafted from sheet metal was stolen from a home in St. Joseph County's Park Township on or after March 22nd, Michigan State Police said. It has a rusty brown color with various sharp edges to resemble the fur of the mythical ape-like Bigfoot. It appeared the Sasquatch was cut away from a steel post with a pair of bolt cutters or a similar instrument, police said. A white panel van with dark driver and passenger side windows was observed parked in the area on March 22nd. All right, so everybody, we have an APB out. Well, we've done this before with Dylan T. Pickles. If anybody has seen 7-foot metal Sasquatch in Michigan, call your local authorities. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. They stole a metal Sasquatch. And finally, it's time for the adventures of Florida man A 31-year-old Florida man was arrested after officers found a lot more than what they bargained for while conducting a traffic stop. 2 guns, multiple syringes loaded with meth, and a baby alligator. In a Facebook post, the Collier County Sheriff's Office in Naples had said deputies pulled over a black GMC Sierra pickup after they recognized the driver from a previous encounter as having a suspended license. Oh. Wait a minute, hold on. Officers found the live baby alligator in a plastic tub in the bed of the truck. They also located 2 firearms inside the pickup. One was allegedly concealed in the glove box, and the other was allegedly hidden under the front passenger seat. The front seat passenger, Michael Marola, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of carrying a concealed firearm. He also faces multiple charges of possession of controls. He also faces charges of possession of a controlled substance after the sheriff's office said deputies found multiple loaded syringes in Marola's jacket. The syringes tested positive for methamphetamine. Deputies noted the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission about the alligator. The sheriff's office said wildlife officers responded to investigate, but did not release any more details about the alligator. Oh my God, you got to show a picture of him, Gliss. Come on with it. Scroll down. It says Collier County Sheriff's Office on it. He looks like the dude that sang "You spin me round, round, baby, round, round like a." I can't remember the name of the song. Oh my! Or he could be in a band. He does have black earrings. Yeah.
Hold on just a second. Let me.
Oh no. Take your time, because it's worth it. The end is worth this, because this dude looks like he.
You're talking about the mugshot, yeah?
Yeah. It looks like he carries a bunch of syringes on him all the time.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What is the name of that song?
I think it's just called Rounds.
Something. Yeah, but that dude, that guy, look at him. Holy smoke. He had multiple syringes, a baby alligator in a tub, and he's going around doing meth. That guy doesn't look like a dude that does meth, does he? No. Nice earrings. He does meth. And that is another adventure with our friend Florida. Stay tuned for more Florida Man adventures in days to come. Florida Man. All right, so far today, Gliss, community report, explosions, drugs, and a Sasquatch. And Skirt says he found a picture of the Sasquatch online. Okay. Welcome to the show, Obscene Hawk, Alma, Internet Working, James, Jan, Internet Working. That's a good name. And please feel free to leave your actual name too, no names, if you like, and let us know where you're from. Always interested in where you're watching us from. What is the name of that? That's going to bother me now. I've got to find the name of that song. You spin me round, round, baby, round, round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round. Yeah. Now I don't need to know the name. I got the words. Or we can go back and listen to the words of that Juicy Smollett song again. Maybe not. When we come back, we will have the entertainment report. We're talking about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. What were they calling them? Benlo, J-Lo, J-Ben, Ben Fleck, Low.
Benifer? I don't know.
Jennifer, thank you.
I don't remember.
I almost messed that up bad because I was going to say something completely different. We're going to talk about that and talk about the weekend box office. And I need help understanding why Sonic has a second movie and why it is so bloody popular. I need a ruling. Um, we will do all that and much more when we come back with uh, Have No Fear, the cameras here and the entertainment report here on The Drive with Mario Smith. We'll be back in 90 seconds or so. See you in a bit. Hey, I have breaking news. I can't open my door to my balcony and it's 800 degrees in here. So I had to go and open another window in a room that you can't see, thank goodness. And my house is also a bloody mess. I would show you how bad it is. It's bad. I'm incapable of cleaning my own house. I need help. I need serious. That's the breaking news. If anybody from Backchannel can send someone to clean my house, and then I can go on a little app thing and
You, you should have warned. You should have warned me during the break. I would have hit the breaking news bumper coming back.
Oh, I should have. I discovered this a couple of days ago that my door. I don't know if it's swollen or if there's something wrong, warped, or I don't know what the correct terminology is, but I can't open my balcony door, so there's no hanging out on the bed. It was nice this weekend in Chicago too, and I could not do anything. And now I'm you can't tell because I'm a cool customer, but it's really hot in here. So yeah, breaking news: I can't get out my house except for one door, that door back there, right where my finger is, that door. Welcome to the Drive with Mario Smith. It's hour two, and we are live in Chicago, Illinois, on a beautiful day. It's getting cloudy though. There are storms that are threatening to cause all kinds of havoc tomorrow, Wednesday, and part of Thursday around the country. So, yeah, if you live in one of those areas where they're thinking tornadoes might happen or severe weather, be careful. It's supposed to rain really bad here in Chicago. I can't wait. And just take it easy, everybody, and mind your local weather, folks. I'm not a meteorologist, but be careful. Joining me, who he, as far as I know, is not a meteorologist either, is my man Gliss in Portland, Oregon, in Beaverton to be exact. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome again to the show.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you coming. I have to act like we don't know each other or like we haven't done this for an hour already. So the second hour of the show is just like the reintroduction.
Yeah, the whole reset thing.
The rebuild, we were talking about the fantasy baseball draft earlier. I'm going to be on with Hal tomorrow, doing the crosstalk. And I'm going to ask him then, because I haven't looked at anybody else's team.
I haven't either.
Yeah. I don't do that. In one of the fantasy leagues I'm in, it's a dude that's a big Cubs fan. And he likes getting on my nerve. He's the only person I care about when I'm playing someone. It is my goal in life to beat him, even if I lose the league. I have to beat him, and I am not successful at it. He picks a good team, and he won't pick any members of the White Sox.
Yeah, this is kind of a big leap for me because I haven't been – well, first of all, I haven't played fantasy baseball. So this will be my first time.
Oh,
And
wow.
second, yeah, I'm actually just so I used to do a lot of fantasy football, and then the league that I've been in, my best friend's the commissioner, and we've been doing this league for I think 14 years now. For fantasy football, and we made it a dynasty league about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And so I'm just I don't do any other fantasy sports because we put money down on this league, and it's a dynasty league, so you keep a lot of your players, or you can decide to keep your players and stuff like that. So I've always just kind of committed to that one particular league, so this is going to be a new experience for me because I haven't done fantasy baseball before.
The thing about fantasy baseball, not unlike fantasy football, but the thing that makes it different is you have to keep an eye on the lineups every day because there are days when guys aren't playing, and you got to be able to, switch them around and stuff. And it happens like today, the White Sox aren't playing and the Cubs aren't playing. The good portion of this team in the Backchannel League, I got like hardly anybody's playing today. I got Dodgers and White Sox throughout my lineup. So it's a rough day today, but we'll see. Should be good.
Yeah, I was going to say those Mondays and Thursdays could probably be a little tricky on those off days. Yeah,
I'm going to the game on Thursday, the White Sox game. Yeah, this will be their opener is tomorrow, and they'll get the game in. I think they're scheduled to play on Wednesday. They will not play that game, so Thursday will be the day. I might even there's a offer, if you will, for me to go to opening day tomorrow. The trick is the game starts an hour after we finish, so I'll have to be ready to go.
Just book it.
Yeah, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know because I kind of I'm gearing up for Thursday to go, where I can spend the day. I have 2 tickets, but I might probably end up going by myself. I don't know.
Both of our teams won their first series, so a good start for both.
Yeah, Giants looking good. White Sox look good, although they got a robot pitching because they don't have a human being to pitch. But they look good. Everybody, the Cubs won their series too. And I heard former baseball player Cody Decker is on regularly here in Chicago, and he said it, and I don't disagree with him. The Cubs aren't going to be as bad as people think. They may not win the division, but I mean, the key is winning series in baseball.
That's right.
And they don't look terrible, and they beat up the Brewers. They beat them up,
and that's why. Yeah, no, and how many runs did the White Sox end up with yesterday? They had
10-1.
When I looked at the score, it was 10-1, I think.
So. Yeah, yes, it was majestic. I loved every second of it. Tim Anderson played for the first time yesterday, so that was pretty cool. And the headlines, you don't have to leave the screen. Look, here's the deal. Biden doesn't want you using your 3D printer to make guns because that's kind of weird. And Jussie Smollett came out with a song that has some of the best lyrics ever in it, and you don't want to hear it. I listened to the song today. It was awful. Oh, my goodness gracious. He's doing a whole lot of Michael Jackson stuff in the song.
Yeah, I think I'm going to probably miss that one.
It's bad, yo. It's bad. And the lyrics are bad. But I can't make records, although I'm on a couple. I can't make records, so I don't want to get sued by Mr. Smollett. Although my defense would be, hey, it was cold. I wanted a Subway, and I started talking about you and singing a stupid song. But it's time for the entertainment report to happen. But before we do that, let's take a check here and see what's going on in our chat. Danielle has joined the stream. Hello, or Daniel, and a bunch of no names. I'm not disparaging you. You just didn't put in your name, so it says no name. But my man Gary T is here, and Mild Dairy Lifesavers is here too. How you doing, fellas? Thank you both, and thank you all for joining us on the drive. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or checking us out on your Amazon device, we appreciate you being around. When we come back, we'll have the entertainment report, and we've got stuff. This second hour is going to fly, so get with us. It's 7 minutes after the hour. We'll be right back. did you see the Anchorman thing I did when the trigger didn't hit for the button as I was looking down? It's like on those news commercials. The newsman is pointing at some paper and he's got his colleague next to him. They're looking at it and then they both do like this. Oh, that's one of my favorite parts of Anchorman because they do that successfully many, many times. I love that movie so much, man. One of my favorite movies ever. The entertainment report. So, yeah, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are getting engaged again. What is it with her? How come she can't keep anybody? Hey, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, that's weird. I mean, that's for flipping Lopez. She's not a duck by any means. She's a solid woman. So, yes, it is Bennifer. Bennifer 2.0 is planning to take it to the altar. Jennifer Lopez and Affleck have gotten engaged for a second time after calling off their prior pledge in 2004. Representative for Lopez confirmed to CNN on Saturday. Lopez shared a video of her appearing emotional and sporting her green engagement ring in her newsletter on the J-Lo. Her sister Linda Lopez, also very pretty, shared photos from the video on her Instagram stories, writing, "So this happened. Love you, J-Lo. Love you at J-Lo, at Ben Affleck." The couple met in 2001 on the set of the rom-com Jiggly, where they played criminals stuck on a job together and they struck up a real-life friendship. While the film flopped, Affleck told Entertainment Weekly in January that he didn't regret it because he, quote, did get to meet Jennifer. The relationship has been really meaningful to me in my life. Quote. Affleck popped the question to Lopez in 2002, a stunning pink diamond engagement ring. But the pair postponed their nuptials days before the wedding in 2003, saying in a statement, "Due to the excessive media attention surrounding our wedding, we have decided to postpone the date. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at different locations, we realized that something was awry," the statement went on to say. "We began to feel that the spirit of what should have been the happiest day of our lives could be compromised. We felt what should have been a joyful and sacred day could be spoiled for us, our families, and our friends." In 2004, they officially called things off. Speculation mounted that the pair had rekindled their romance after she and baseball legend Alex Rodriguez ended their engagement in April 2021. "I feel so lucky and happy and proud to be with him," Lopez told People magazine about reuniting with Affleck. "It's a beautiful love story that we got a second chance. It will be the 4th marriage for Lopez, 52. Didn't know she was 52. And the second for Affleck, 49. She was previously married to actor Ojani Noah, dancer Chris Judd, singer Mark Anthony, with whom she shares 14-year-old twins Max and Emma. Affleck was married to actress Jennifer Garner, and they're the parents of Violet, who's 16, Serafina, 13, and Samuel, 10. And they don't have to worry about a camera chasing them around this second time because no one cares. I'm sure of that. So good luck, kids. I think you'll be able to have a wedding in private, like real private. Nobody's coming. Everybody, except your family and friends. I'm surprised Diddy hasn't jumped up and went, "No, man, that's my woman." You can't have her. Won't stop. There's a movie out called Tokyo Vice. It is who's it here? Ansel Elgort plays a journalist who is investigating an organized crime syndicate, and Ken Watanabe is in it as well. So loosely inspired by journalist Jake A's nonfiction book about being an American covering the Tokyo Metropolitan Police beat. The series was it's a TV series. This was filmed on location in Tokyo, which feels like a character in and of itself. Set in the late 1990s, the crime stars Ansel Elgort as Edelstein, who forges a bond with Detective Hiroto Kataguri and Watanabe and descends deeper and deeper into the underbelly of Tokyo, with all the power struggles and mayhem that comes along with that. The first 3 episodes of that are on HBO Max. Heard of the show Woke?
No, I have not.
On Hulu. It is hilarious. It stars Lamar
Oh,
Morris. He's a cartoonist that turned into an activist,
yes.
and and my buddy,
Yeah. So now that you said it,
yes, Woke is an amazing show, and my man T Murph, comedian from Chicago, is also on that show, and
nice.
he is extremely funny. If T Murph comes to your town, you owe it to yourself to buy a ticket and see T Murph. He's the truth. Very, very funny dude. Now that's a dude I can actually probably say is going to be a superstar very soon. Really, really cool guy. Got a really cool kid, and he's unbelievably funny. He's very,
Is
very
he a
funny.
writer or he's an actor in the show, or
He's acting on the show, but he might be writing
okay?
for it too. He might be writing for it too. A lot of the Chicago comics, like Deion Cole, T. Murph, Dave Hellum, with the exception of Deion, because he was writing for Conan when he first got out to LA. Deion now is like another one of these dudes from Chicago that's a superstar. I think T. Murphy might be writing for Woke. I know starred in it though, and he went through this whole body transformation thing. His story is really dope, man. He's a good dude. Here's something else. Oh, you're just running them all out here. I found the entertainment portal. There's a show called The Ultimatum: Marry or Move On with Nick Lachey. Okay. Another day, another relationship docuseries. In this one, 6 couples are on the verge of marriage, with one person ready to get married and the other unsure. There is an ultimatum issued, and over 8 weeks, a decision must be made. And to make it even more, each person gets to choose a potential partner from among the other couples. Nick Lachey and his wife Vanessa, who have hosted Love is Blind, also host this new series, which is streaming on Netflix. So essentially, a wife swapping show. No, I don't want to see that. That's ridiculous. Among the things to listen to, Carmela Cabello performed on, I'm sorry, there has been tons of attention paid to Carmela Cabello's ex, Shawn Mendes, pouring his heart out about their split on his single, When You're Gone. But she's a singer-songwriter too, and her third studio album, Familia, drops on Friday. And according to Cabello, she's sharing a bit about relationships as well. A lot of it is inspired by my relationships to my family, my relationship to my friends, my relationship to my partner. It's all about connections with other people. Hence, Familia, she told Billboard. The new album includes collaborations with Ed Sheeran and Willow Smith. Did you see what Jack White did? He apparently was playing, doing a show somewhere, and he turned it into his wedding and got married on. I mean, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to be a celebrity. I just need to be happy. I'm straight. That's ridiculous. I want a star-studded wedding. I'm not getting married, but I don't want that. That's crazy. Okay, Sonic 2. I need your help. You got kids. All my godchildren are grown, and the other one doesn't live in the town. What's up with Sonic? How did that movie get popular? Do kids really like it? Because it's off its leader. What did it make? $71 million this weekend? Have your kids seen it yet, Bliss?
No, they haven't seen that one. We have watched the first one several times, which it's not exactly a great movie. I guess I can see why the kids like it. It's not like the worst thing I've ever watched, but if you're looking for like a quality movie, I think it's not going to be on the par of something from Pixar or Disney or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think, I don't know what it is. It seems like it's the younger kids that are into it. Like my 8-year-old and my 4-year-old both really liked the first one.
Yeah.
Teenagers not so interested. It's it's kind of geared a little more towards the younger crowd, I believe.
I can say I went to go see the Yogi Bear movie with Justin Timberlake and Dan Aykroyd as respectively Boo Boo and Yogi. And although it was a horrible movie, There are some adult lines in it that are great. I also saw it impaired because it's CGI Yogi, and they had to
Yeah.
save a park or something. It was ridiculous. Um, but I don't know about Sonic because I don't really like the video game like that. So
It wasn't my favorite game either. I was more like that's right around the time that I was a kid, and Sonic was definitely very popular, but it wasn't really my favorite game either. So
no. Sonic 2, which brings back the first film's director, writers, and cast, including James Marsden, Gary, and Ben Schwartz, who voices the blue video game character, opened in 4,200 locations and actually surpassed its predecessor's opening weekend. The first Sonic the Hedgehog opened over the President's Day holiday in February of 2020, earning $58 million in its first 3 days. Michael Bay's ambulance apparently is just not good, and people are like, yuck. So here's how it ran down. Sonic the Hedgehog this weekend made $71 million. Morbius is number 2, raking in $10 million for a total of $57 million. The Lost City, which is apparently really, really good, has made $9.1 million for a total of $68.8 million. Ambulance came in fourth with $8.7 million, which means it'll probably be on TV next week. The Batman, still alive, $359 million gross so far. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, a movie I am intending on seeing, made $6 million this weekend. Uncharted is still in the theaters. I don't know how. It made $2.6 million. Spider-Man No Way Home, still in there. A total gross of $803.8 million. Selena, the re-release, made $0.40 million. I don't know what that means. And Sing 2, still alive, total gross $162.3 million. And believe it or not, that is the entertainment report. On time. Not on time. We play loosely with time. As Gliss has told me on many cases, you can do whatever you want. So I did it. Again, when we come back, we will talk about the Masters. We will talk about the firing of Frank Vogel and his boss, LeBron James. And we'll give you some playoff matchups. The Bulls win that's tough, but we'll give it to you anyway. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. We thank everybody that's checking us out in the chat that I apparently killed. And we'll be right back after these words. Stay close. It's The Drive here on Backchannel.tv. It's sports, so I have on my hat. I also cut my hair over the weekend, so that's why you get in the hat on sports. And it matches my shirt. Scotty Scheffler. Scotty. He won the green jacket over the weekend in Augusta at the Masters. Scott Scheffler has won 4 of his last 6 golf tournaments and has earned $9 million in the last 57 days. He won it by 3 strokes over Rory McIlroy after shooting a 171 to finish at 10 under for the week. An incredible run by Scotty Scheffler. The guy that I for, of course, was Tiger Woods. Tiger did not finish well, and he will not be involved in the PGA Championship tour. I'm sorry, PGA Championship, but he will try the British Open in July. We may be seeing the decline, unfortunately, of Tiger Woods. He might just pop up in those big marquee events, but I think that it's over with. I don't see how, unless he works more on his body and there's some kind of without doing anything crazy to it, and he comes back that way. It just began to be too much for him. He shot that 71, and then it was just down. His Saturday and Sunday were terrible. But congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. Did you see the shot, Gliss, when he was in the trees and the camera went
Yeah.
inside? Oh, that was so cool. That shot
Yeah.
was terrible, but that cameraman should get extra pay because that was a good shot. And actually, probably my favorite part of the telecast was that it showed a Tiger special before the Masters came on
Mhm.
yesterday. Man, you forget how dominant Tiger Woods
Pretty
was.
amazing.
Oh my goodness. He was killing people. He had these veterans so angry at him.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
oh man.
And I think you're right. We've probably seen, the end of, and you could probably go back a while now to when he was really truly in his prime dominating. But I mean, like you said, just he's going to leave a legacy behind that, few people are going to be able to touch. And not only that, he just, as we talked about last week, he elevated the game of golf. And I think part of, his quote unquote demise is the fact that, there's a lot of great young players in the last decade that have caught up to the level that, he was at when he was in his prime. And I think that, he gets a lot of credit for that, just kind of elevating the game of golf.
He made it fun to watch the sport I used to put on when I wanted to take a nap.
Yeah.
Because if you saw Tiger, you're like, oh, I was still thinking yesterday, like, he's pretty far out, but it's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Things go his way. A couple of eagles changes the whole story, but none of that happened. But I was so it was so nostalgic watching how when he talked about his father and how his father and Lee Elder inspired him to be, this amazing golfer. But just the idea that he was hitting shots in that one in his first Masters that he won, that he ran away with it. It was over. Sunday was a formality. When you see the red shirt, it's like, uh-oh, red shirt Sunday. Somebody's going to get it. So now the guy I'm looking forward to seeing is Charlie Woods. I am excited to see if what he does. And he's a little kid, but, a few years from now, we'll be talking about Charlie Woods. I don't know if we'll be talking about him on Backchannel because I'll be old, but Charlie Woods. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so Masters was on the TV this weekend for a little while. But it was baseball, baseball, baseball. Of course, the Cleveland Guardians, a name I do not have trouble saying. They have a rookie by the name of Stephen Kwan, who, if he's available, I think I might Backchannel League team. He's the fifth player since World War II to record 5 hits in his third career game. That's hard to do, apparently. They scored 17 runs in that game, but he was the fifth player since World War II to have a 5-hit game within his first 5 big league games. Yermain Mercedes did it last season with the White Sox. Gregory Polanco did it in 2014. Mike Lansing in 1993. And John Weiner in 1991. Kwan also reached base on Sunday by being hit by a pitch. He singled to center in the first, singled to left in the second. Then he completed the hat trick by singling to right in the third inning. He reached on an infield single in the fifth and was hit by the aforementioned pitch in the seventh. Came up one last time in the eighth and hit a double to end his afternoon. That is one day in the life of a baseball player. He split last season between double and triple A, hitting 320 slashes, 328, 407, and 527 with 12 home runs. and 5 more walks to strikeouts. I've seen him play a couple of times when the Cleveland team was playing the White Sox, and that dude is good, and it bodes well for the Guardians if they can keep Stephen Kwan healthy. But I mean, health is important to everyone. But absolutely, that is the that dude is the man. Um, so again, Gliss, we talk about the Lakers all the time, partly to make Rob flip out because that's his squad. But Frank Vogel got fired. Yet LeBron James, the GM of the team, is still there. I have a. We talk about it for a minute. I have an issue with LeBron, and it's got nothing to do with him playing. Can you put that tweet up, Gliss? Because this is essentially what has me a little fired up. It's something he said that I don't get, and I get it, but it's the way he said it in his press conference this morning. This is from Mark Medina on Twitter. He said, LeBron James on if he can envision playing with Russell Westbrook again next season. I'm not here to make decisions for the front office and that nature, but I loved being teammates with Russ. I read that to say Russell Westbrook is gone, and that was also very Michael Jordan-y because he used the term and that nature because that used to be Mike's go-to. Look, man, if LeBron James is the GM of the Lakers, say it. He cannot make player decisions anymore. He went on to say later that he would not have his hand in anything that the front office wants to do regarding getting new talent in the building. Yeah, you will, because you're LeBron effing James. You're still the man. Even though you're 100 years old, you're still the man. You're not in the playoffs, but you're still the man. And if he's not involved in player decisions, why not? He's LeBron James. He doesn't know what he's doing, but you still have to keep him in the mix so he can figure out who he can play with and who he can't. I still say that dude has messed up every team he's been to. When he gets there, and it's a 4-year thing, in the 4th year, they're a mess. You have a center that's always hurt. Russell Westbrook, who I don't think is done at all, couldn't get it together in his hometown. I think that had more to do with it than anything. Carmelo Anthony is probably a season away from retiring for real if he doesn't do it during the offseason. And you got a bunch of rookies that are okay and a bunch of second-year guys that are just guys. You're LeBron James. You put this team together. That statement you made, I'm not here to make decisions for the front office and that nature, but I loved being teammates with Russ and loved being an operative word in that sense. You just fired Russell Westbrook. You're the GM. That's your team, dude. You put that team together. No one else. Stop acting like it's an anomaly there. Oh, I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, you do. You know what's going on. That's you. So yeah, Gliss, I pray for the team that gets LeBron after he leaves the Lakers because I don't want him anywhere near this team. Stay away from Chicago. Go to San Antonio where you'll actually get coached, where somebody will coach you. Because he wasn't getting coached by Frank Vogel. He got Frank Vogel fired. I don't want to have anything to do with anything of that nature. Yeah, you do. Oh, LeBron James. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The idea that he wouldn't, that he's trying to say he wouldn't have. I mean, we all know that he's had a major impact on, decisions at pretty much every stop that he's been to. And in this day and age in the NBA, I mean, that's kind of almost a given. I mean, I know for a fact, in Portland, Damian Lillard, he doesn't make the decisions, but everything is run by him. It's not he's the face of their franchise,
yes.
And he's their superstar player. So, the idea that, things aren't going to get run by LeBron and that they're not going to ask for his input and that they didn't do that going into this season and ended up out of the playoffs is it's just, it doesn't make any sense. Of course he has influence on the decisions that are going to get made.
And why wouldn't he? That's what he's
Right.
not good at it, but why wouldn't
Right.
he have influence? Because he's got to have guys around that he can play with. He thought he could do it with Russell Westbrook. It's not the All-Star game, bro. This is not you and KD putting a team together. I wouldn't be surprised. One, I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron went to Cleveland again, because I think the only team be willing to draft his son will be Cleveland, because they want LeBron back. That's where he should end his career, finally, whenever that does happen. But more importantly, how are you going to fix this mess with the Lakers? That's terrible. You got a guy that is arguably right now considered the greatest basketball player of his era, for sure. And he's just walking around, you know, touching stuff, and it turns to crap. Everything he touches after 4 years. They're not even in the
he gets a ring. He
playoff.
gets a ring once, and
Yeah,
then it goes down.
Like, I'm good. And it's even the measure of him saying, you know, when he went to Miami, we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, dude, get one. Get one.
Right.
That whole fiasco. He was supposed to be a Bull, and then he's I'm going to Miami, taking Martellus to South Beach. Yeah, keep him in South Beach. Now, again, this is not about LeBron James, the philanthropist, the dude that owns the school. None of that stuff, because I think he's a great dude. I think he's fun. I bet he's fun to hang out with, for sure. But man, it's just glaring that these teams all suffer greatly once you arrive.
Yeah,
That's how that's supposed to go.
And I agree. I used to I think a lot of people after the whole Miami, the decision thing, kind of got down on LeBron. I was one of those people at that time. It came off as it just wasn't a good look. It was just kind of arrogant. And, but since then I've actually become kind of a LeBron defender, because, similar to Michael Jordan, obviously I was a Blazers fan, and, during an era where nobody could beat the Bulls. And obviously the Blazers lost to the Pistons in 90 and then the Bulls in 92. But with that said, I think if you're a sports fan, you have to appreciate greatness, and you have to just really take in what you're watching when you see a player like that, as great as LeBron is. And so I've defended him in that way. And like you said, off of the court, I think he does a lot of really great things with his platform. It's something that a lot of people criticized Michael Jordan for back in the day, is that he didn't use his platform, to get involved in social issues and stuff like that. And by all accounts, I've seen LeBron up close a couple times. One of the times I saw him, I was actually it was a game that Portland was covered in snow, and I went to cover the game for the radio station I was working at the time. And they actually the Blazers wanted to cancel the game because no one was going to be able to get there. But the problem was it was an ESPN game, and ESPN was like, no. We got LeBron on TV tonight. Like, the game, it doesn't matter if there's 5 people there. Like, we're putting that game on TV. But I was trying to take a video to post on the station's account, and there was 2 little kids, and he came back from warming up. He had his headphones on, and he walked past, and then he noticed there was 2 little kids there. He took off his headphones, came over, he fist bumped the kids, took a picture with them, and there was no one around. Like, there was no one else around. And for me, when you see an athlete do something like that, it shows a lot about their character, and the fact that, he really is someone that really loves the game and appreciates where he came from. So, I think he, by all accounts, off of the court, is a really good guy. But I agree with you. It seems like as his career has gone on, he's just gotten more and more. He's made things more and more messy at the stops he's been to the last couple times,
to say the least. The playoffs are approaching without the Lakers. The East playing matchups. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And that game is tomorrow night. Wednesday, it's Charlotte against the Atlanta Hawks. And then on Friday the 15th, the winner of Charlotte and Atlanta plays the loser of Cleveland and Brooklyn. That's so stupid. I really don't like this playing game stuff, but I like Brooklyn. because I don't think they're going to lose anything anytime soon. In the West, it's the Clippers against the Timberwolves on the 12th of April. The San Antonio Spurs against the New Orleans Pelicans on the 13th of April. And then on the 15th, the loser of the Clippers Minnesota game plays the winner of the San Antonio New Orleans game. I like Minnesota. I don't think what's his name is playing for New Orleans. I don't even remember his name. He hasn't played hardly a game. Zion. I like Minnesota. That's too big, and they've been playing well the last couple of weeks.
All I know is I just want New Orleans to lose.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. I want them to lose so that we have a chance to get that lottery pick from them. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm with you.
Yeah. If they lose, then I think they're eligible. They go back into the draft lottery, and that's what I'm hoping for. Because if they get anywhere 4 to 14, that becomes Portland's second lottery pick. So that's the only thing I'm looking at in the West in the play-in game, selfishly. But yeah, it should be interesting in the way. I mean, you got the Warriors and Phoenix. I always like the NBA playoffs. It's one of my favorite playoffs, postseasons to watch.
Yeah, I am a big NBA playoff fan. I am also looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. I think this is the year that one of the matchups is horrible. It's the Milwaukee Bucks against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are 2-20 against the teams that are in the top 4 in the East. I think they'll get a game or two, stretch it out a bit for Milwaukee. Milwaukee does not want to play Brooklyn. Part of the reason why I want Brooklyn to take it, just so they can blow that team up and spread some people around.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting. Playoffs will be fun. And all that playing nonsense starts tomorrow night. And that's a look at sports. On this date, in 1970, Apollo 13 is launched on a mission to the moon that is jeopardized when an explosion crippled the spacecraft. The astronauts managed to return safely to Earth. Whew. Also on this day in 1990, funeral services are held in Indianapolis for AIDS patient Ryan White, who had died 3 days earlier at the age of 18. Birthdays today, singer Joss Stone. Whatever happened to her? The Soul Session. She's 35. Wow. Music history. In 1970, Let It Be by the Beatles hit #1 on the U.S. Top 40 and stayed there for 2 weeks. In 1981, Kiss on My List by one of my favorite bands ever, Hall and Oates, hits #1 on the U.S. Top 40 chart and stayed there for 3 weeks. In 1994, the Seattle coroner confirms that Nirvana lead singer Kurt Cobain's death was a suicide. I remember that day. That was a rough day. A mother red fox. That's what instead of saying the other mother, I'm just eating mother red fox. See how that goes. Captured Tuesday on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol has been euthanized and has tested positive for rabies. The Washington, D.C. Department of Health said on Wednesday in an email that there were 9 confirmed bites by the fox over the past few days and that it had been humanely euthanized so that rabies testing could be done. Her baby kits were captured as well, but officials have not announced news regarding their health condition. The asteroid that hit the Earth. That's the name of my new band. There it is. That's the name of the band list. The asteroid that hit the Earth. I need to write that down. Not that I have a band, but I need to copyright that name so I can keep it. The asteroid that hit the Earth around 66 million years ago brought an abrupt end to the Cretaceous period and to the life of oh goodness gracious. You know how long it's been since I had to do a dinosaur name? Thescelosaurus dinosaur, whose incredibly well-preserved leg was found at a North Dakota site. Researchers say they can pinpoint the day of the dinosaur's death because the leg was found amid a tangle of debris from the asteroid strike and other fossils, including fish with impact glass spherules in their gills. One professor of natural history described the dinosaur leg as the ultimate dinosaur drumstick It says the scaly leg showed no sign of disease or bite marks, which leads him to believe the plant-eating animal died instantaneously when the leg was blown off during the extinction event. Experts will share their findings in an upcoming BBC show, Dinosaurs: The Final Day. And there's that. Okay, let's see what's happening in the chat. Gold Duck, Kevin in New Mexico, Special Perch, T, Kamal, Staking Flamingo. Shayari is here. Peace, everybody. Thank you for being passengers on the drive today. Who's in the YouTube? Gary and Mild Dairy Lifesavers. Now that I say that name, that sounds like that is not an appetizing lifesaver at all. But Mild Dairy Lifesavers is really cool people. And that's it, man. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will have a story that will take you on for the rest of your evening, and hopefully it makes you feel good about everything. It's our front of mind segment, and we'll do that right after these words. You're watching The Drive with Mario Smith on Backchannel.tv. Welcome back, everybody. It is 45 minutes after the hour. And I want you to take this story with you and enjoy your day and all of that. Before I read it, I just want you to know I'm reading it in protest because apparently I catch a break with the lottery. And as you well know, Bliss and I have a long-standing hope that one day we will win something over $50 in the lottery. He won $217 million in the lottery.
I want this. This is the jackpot I want.
Yeah.
I want this guy's jackpot.
Yeah.
I walked by Powerball today at the grocery store, and it's up to like 448 million. Like, yeah, I'll take some of that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's that good money. That's the money that you don't forget and that you love, and you want to hold on to that money for a long time. A Lucky Frenchman, that's the name of my other band, has decided to dedicate most of his record-breaking $217 million lottery jackpot to a nature foundation he created. He told La Parisienne in an exclusive interview published on Wednesday. The winner, nicknamed Guy by French lottery group Français des Jeux, won the sum. I don't know how to speak French. Won the sum in December of 2020. At the time, the jackpot was the largest in the history of Euro Millions, a 7-number lottery involving several European countries, including France and the United Kingdom. From my point of view, the priority today is saving the planet. I'm sorry, we're going to call him Guy because he's French. Told Le Parisien, we must act. It is an absolute emergency. If nothing is done in this regard, all other actions will be in vain. We will no longer exist. Climate science around the world reported Monday, renewable energy must take the place of fossil fuels to prevent even more deadly and destructive impacts of the climate crisis. The energy transition needs to happen within this decade, the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change concluded. Revisiting the moment of his win, Guy told La Parisienne he could still remember his doubts and disbelief after it became clear he was indeed the winner. He said he made up his mind to put the money to good use. The minute I found out I was the lucky winner of the Euro Millions, I had the will to share my luck, he said in the interview with Le Parisien. He was already determined to create his own foundation at the time of his win, according to a statement from FDJ. The result of Guy's determination is Enyama, a foundation named after a town in Côte d'Ivoire, that's the Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, where he spent several years during his childhood, he told the police. Yeah. I have passed out most of my prize money and will gradually give away almost all of it, he said. The Anyama Foundation website explained it was Guy's memory of watching trucks loaded with trees in Cote d'Ivoire, which motivated him to create an environmental foundation. This procession of trucks left a deep impression on me and filled me with outrage, he said. The lottery group FDJ welcomed Guy's decision to donate most of his prize to saving the environment. The group's spokesperson, Thibault Mongis, told CNN on Friday, calling it an exceptional and generous gesture. In case you're interested, Guy's winning combination in 2020 was 6, 9, 13, 24, 41, and lucky star numbers 3 and 12. Guy has since been dethroned as the largest jackpot winner. Another French player won the sum what in the hell of $239 million in October of 2021. $239 million. Okay, I think I'm all right. Hey, the segment I love the most is the Did You Knows. And so let's do some. Did you know, Mr. Gliss, a survey finding that money in your pocket is the number one thing that puts us in a better mood, you think? Did you know, according to GQ magazine, men admit that they diet more than women? Did you know the people who make parachutes claim they work properly 99.9% of the time?
Oh,
Thank you. Did you know being forgetful is not only normal, it makes you smarter. The main function of memory is to improve decision making, and forgetting irrelevant details helps you to become more intelligent and make informed decisions. You make room for stuff when you get rid of stuff. An analysis of water samples from Earth's deep mantle suggests that the planet's water has existed since Earth's formation. Did you know, according to a recent study, eating late at night will heighten your risk for sunburn? What?
That's an interesting one.
That is super interesting. Sun is hardly shining in Chicago, though. I'm good. Did you know 1/3 of married women say they regret taking their husband's name? Ooh. Make sure your wife's not listening to this. Milo in Oregon. There you go. Yeah, it could be a thing, sir. You better, you might want to. Hey, Lindsay, you cool with the name? Everything okay? Your wife loves you, dude. You're the one person that doesn't have to worry about any of these things when they're talking about someone and a wife. You're fine. Did you know? Well, let's find out. Did you know, according to Match.com, about 40% of guys lie about having children on dating websites? I've never been on a dating website. I don't see the point. I'll go outside and strike up a conversation with somebody. People I know have gotten married on those website stuff.
Yeah.
I know a couple people. I just can't do it. I think it's I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, one of my brothers, him and his wife met on a dating website.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's just fascinating to me. I don't know if I have I will call it fortitude, without using the other word, to do that. But I get it. Did you know that National Academy of Sciences provides a free science hotline for filmmakers in order to encourage more scientifically accurate movies? Oh, we got to call the hotline one day, Gliss.
That'd be good.
No, that'd be fun. Did you know about 2,300 Americans go to the emergency room each year because of pizza? What? What does pizza do?
Yeah, that's interesting. What are they doing with their pizza?
Yeah, well, that could be a story all by itself. Did you know that 76% of women make their bed every day compared to only 46% of men? The first mobile device to be called an iPhone was made by Cisco, not Apple. It allowed the user to use the voice functions of Skype without a computer. Apple announced its own product just 22 days later, and Cisco sued for trademark infringement. The lawsuit was ultimately settled out of court and both companies were allowed to keep using the name. However, you've probably never heard of the Cisco iPhone. Never. Never, ever. Until I read that just now. I did not know that. What other stuff you got here? We talked about that. We did those. I guess you know what? That's about it. Let's see what our friends are doing in a couple of minutes before we go up. Lolita has joined us. So has Lucy. Hello, everyone. Lolita's in Missouri. You're in the path of the storm, my love. Be careful. Peter's in California. It's Peter's first time on the stream. Hello, Peter. Welcome to the drive. You got here late. We're about to leave. You know, this happens every day. Right around this time, that's when everybody pops up. It's like, oh, well, we're leaving. Bye-bye. But thank you for joining. Please leave a review of the 2 minutes you watched of the show at backchannel.tv. And that's it, Gliss. Thanks, man, for everything. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. Yes, that's it for today for the drive. As the sun begins, it's decent here in Chicago, Illinois. My name is Mario Smith. This is going to end Backchannel.tv's broadcast day. Join us again at 6 a.m. Eastern Time for Haley Analysis. Good morning, live from the UK. And we really appreciate you watching our show as well. On behalf of everyone at Backchannel.tv, have a great Monday evening. We will see you tomorrow beginning at 4 p.m. And don't forget, our broadcast day starts 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Peace.